Hi there, Ryan Russell here for Golfshake.com, and we are here at Ping European HQ in Gainsborough, just about to head into the factory. We're heading to iron cell 2, and we're going to follow the journey of a set of irons from start to finish, and Mike is going to take us in there.
Let's go.
Go on.
Okay, so we're going to jump down iron cell 2. We'll have a look through the processes. It's the widest cell in the factory. So I'll talk you through each of the processes and the amount of hands the product touches on the way through. Okay. And we'll see a set of irons being put together. Cool. Come on in. So first stage of the process is what we call the knocking in station.
Yeah.
So it's very much mixing the two-part epoxy glue that you see here, putting some around the tip of the shaft, some into the hosel, and knocking the product in to secure. We use tapered shafts going into a tapered hosel, so you already get a very mechanical fit without using any of the two-part epoxy glue.
You don't do anything like crimping it or anything like that, just go straight in.
No crimping it, everything's made to measure if you like.
Good.
So even without the glue, it still wouldn't come apart if you were to try and pull it.
Yeah.
We obviously keep the glue in there, keep the golf shaft concentric so it doesn't snap in action. We also have a laser beam coming down from the top, so to align the golf shaft correctly with graphics or alignment, we use the laser beam system in there as well. So once the product's been knocked in, we put it into this heat carousel. Works in a clockwise rotation. You can see the heaters all around the side. Then we have 4 cooling fans at the end. So when the product comes out,
it's glued. Yeah.
It's glued, completely set, but it's not too hot to touch.
Yeah.
This machine is, in the grand scheme of things, is not that old. It's probably only been introduced in the last 10-15 years.
Yeah.
What we had before is we'd knock the product in, and we'd have racking all along the back walls. You'd have to hang the product to let the product to dry before you could carry on the rest of the process. Whereas by introducing this, it's meant that it takes 12 to 15 minutes to make its way round, and you can instantly go and start working and building the rest of the set accordingly. So from an efficiency point of view, it works well and helps us hit the targets that we set for time. So next stage is setting the loft and lie. Okay. And we set our loft and lie in a pretty unique way. So we use what we call a digital loft and lie machine that you can see here. So inside here is a camera, and that camera reads the bottom groove of a Ping iron. So if you see a set of Ping irons, the bottom groove is always painted white. And that spits information onto the screen to allow the operator to know what adjustments need to be made in both loft and lie in order to hit the order. So in this case, we've got a set of G410 that need to be made to green lie angle, so 2 degrees more upright. They're ½ an inch longer than standard. As you can see, Harry's been working on this. The lie is good, but the loft needs to be 1/4 degree weaker. So we trap the golf club in the vise, and then using a big hammer and a wrench, we adjust the product accordingly. We try and work as tightly as we can with our tolerance levels for loft and lie. And the great thing with our system is, because it's all digital if you like, if Harry here is having a bad day and he can't quite get the loft and lie right, he can't just let the set go through. It'd flag up. Okay, so now once it's been cut to the right length, the ferrule always sits a couple of millimeters thicker than the shaft. So we'd go onto this station here, which is the ferruling machine. We just take a couple of millimeters off the ferrule in order to make a smooth transition between ferrule and hosel. Then use a little bit of acetone just to wipe around the ferrule, just to bring it back to its natural colour. So next stage is taping. We use a unique process of wrapping when it comes to taping our golf clubs. Carsten Solheim always felt that wrapping the grip, the tape was the better option, because he thought if you wrapped it round, you might be able to feel a bit of a rib or a bit of a ridge underneath the grip. So this, to me,
like I said, he designed a lot of the machinery that makes the job easier here, doesn't he? So something as simple as putting a grip on, he's come up with something that's going to make it, one, easier for these guys, but also better for the end user as well.
Exactly right. So all the machinery you see in the factory has been designed or introduced either by Carsten himself or by Ping engineering team. Because we have so many engineers who work in the business, and compare that to marketing people, we have a hell of a lot more engineers than marketing folk. So everything we need, we design and build ourselves, ready for action. This one to me is still the hardest job in the factory. I've tried to master it and I can't, because you've got to rotate the club, rotate the tape, and also keep equidistance between each rotation. Sounds easy, but it's not. Once the tape's been put on, the next stage is putting the grip on. We use a dual vise to trap the golf club. We then got a alignment plate at the back that we set the leading edge up to. And then coming down from the top, we've got the laser beam to make sure the grip is on in exactly the right position. So you want to hit the laser beam going through 3 locations. You want to hit it through the top line, the golf pride, and then also the bottom line to make sure that grip's on nice and straight as well. So now we're in a position where the golf club's been cut to the right length, it's got the right grip, the right amount of tape on there, the right loft, the right lie. What we need to do next is swing weight the golf club. So to do that, it varies depending on the model. So example, the ladies GLE, we can put in the CTP weights that go into the back of the head, and they vary from 3 grams all the way up to 30 grams, and they increase by half-gram increments, so you can help balance it out. So there's 2 CTP weights that can go into the back of the head. That one's 3 and that one's an 18.
Oh yeah, the big difference.
So you can feel the difference between the 2. So we weigh each golf club, it identifies what gram weight needs to be put into the head in order to build it to the correct swing weight. In the case of a G410, we don't have CTP weights that go into the back. We use the toe weight that we saw before. We also have a weight that goes into the hosel as well, so you've got that direct stability line between the 2. It's not a hollow head. We don't inject any hot melt into the G410, whereas in the G700 we do. G700 we put a little bit of hot melt into the sole of the golf club to help identify and create that swing weight. So it really depends on which model we're looking at to determine how we swing weight the golf club. So when it comes to the G410, again you've got the increments going up in gram weights, so you can balance the golf club out exactly as you want it to be.
I mean, this is a process I think that people don't realise goes into fine-tuning a golf club. They probably just think it comes off a production line, a shaft stuck in it, and off it gets loft and lie and off it goes. But this is just taking it to the next level, isn't it?
It is.
Having all that.
It is, and that's it. And every set is custom built based on the fitting that the person's gone through. You know, we put so much time and effort, and you see the amount of hands that touch the product on the way through. It's a very manual process. I think in a building a set of golf clubs, I think you have 24 different pairs of hands that touch the product in order to get it out to you, which is unique and cool in its own way. But it's little bits the detail that goes into things like the toe weights or the CTP weights or the loft and lies or the gluing or the quality control checking as well to make sure everything is perfect, so when you receive it, it's exactly as you'd expect it to be. One of the final processes is quality control, so a chance to check the product, make sure it's been built to the right specification, make sure there's no damage or marks. You know, the amount of people that touch the product, sometimes you might get a little scratch, or it might be dropped, or it might not quite be perfect. And in that case, the product is pulled out, it's put onto the side here, and then a sales supervisor will examine it and see if that product can be rescued, or whether it then goes into what we call our not quite perfect area and is not sold to the public. We also clean the product down. You can see the amount of fingerprints. Clean it down, wipe it up, check all the put the protective socks on accordingly, and then go through the wrapping process to make sure it's completely secure and packed accordingly, ready for delivery. Finally, what we call EOP, or end of production, a chance to scan that birth certificate to say that the product's been made, it's been built, and then assign it to the barrow. In this case, barrow number 1, first out, and location shelf number 4. This will then produce a shipping document to the area that we saw before down in the shipping, and they'll then know the exact location of that product to get it boxed, shipped out and delivered to the account holder's door.
So just on the packing, again, when we get these as a retailer, there's a little like neoprene kind of sock on the top. They're all bound together. Everything is packed so that it comes perfect. Every single base is covered here, isn't it? Where everything's thought about, and you think about the customer at the end of the day.
And it's attention to detail.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's all about having the attention to detail to make sure everything is the quality that the Solheim family wants us to produce it to.
So there we are, now you've seen how a set of irons is put together here at the factory at Ping. Hope you enjoyed the video, it was really interesting. Mike, I cannot believe all the different processes that you guys go through to make sure that players are getting a fantastic set of irons at the end.
And I think that's the thing that always surprises anyone who comes into the factory. They're surprised by how many hands touch the product, how much detail goes into building the product as well, and it is a real eye-opener for anyone who gets the chance to come and have a look behind the scenes.
Fantastic. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, but next time you order a Ping set of clubs, you know exactly the lengths that these guys go to make sure your equipment's brilliant. So thank you all for watching, hope to see you all very soon. See you later.